Give her a round of applause. Yes, ma'am. I am. Yes, yes, it will be available. It'll be on YouTube.
My name is Jaden, and the role that I see play as far as the youth is trying to be, trying to think on others. I go through all different my own ways. Really try to find out how to fit into a group that's not perfect for us. And it's easy. Sometimes it's just not the wrong path. Sometimes it's because it's the right path. But at the end of the day, we all should figure out how to be different in our own way and not to follow that with other people that we know are not in the same.
That might be a fact. That's my job. So happens all the time.
Something that I know that schools don't really talk about is our innovation as the we focus more on the main stuff that they want us to know and never go down to the deep stuff our history. We already know about periods of it. We don't know the other people that came before that.
Yeah.
Something that I probably would see or like to see in our black community more books about our history, not only our history and the history that got all of us together and other races, not only ours, and making sure that other kids my age and younger know about our history
Yeah.
besides the history that they're teaching us in school.
Exactly.
It's good history, but it's not only the only history that we know.
Exactly.
We have to be valuable.
That's good. Good
Awesome.
job, sister. Great job.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. I'm Sean student. My day to day, I work in tech consulting, but my other day to day is I'm a national board member for the NAACP. I'm also the first vice president of the Houston NAACP, which is right around the corner. And then I also sit on the national board for another voting rights organization called Generation Vote. But I also, I see we have a queen on the panel, and I'm excited. I've also just got tested as a national ambassador 2025. So I think the question is so important right now. And I'm going to be really transparent with you all. Being in a legacy civil rights organization, there can be essentially like organizational elitism, right? There's an assumption, right? The NAC has all this money, right? I'm also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, so all of these folks, you think you hear these big names and thus they have it all together. Truthfully, we do not. A lot of people every day, members come to me, hey, what are we doing? I do not know. I'm trying to figure it out just like you. But I think the biggest question when it comes to unification is that we're missing that partnership and that collaboration aspect. It actually came from another event. It was an Empower Her, International Women's Day. But it came from an International Women's Day event, and that was one of the big points was collaboration that we did. And so, like, even when I think about Shape and coming here, the Houston branch is around the corner, and I can't tell you the last time I've seen a collaborative event with Shape and ACC. And so how can we do that? I want to say your face was familiar because I think you're in BLEA. Yes? Work with BLEA. And so, right, as a law enforcement association, and as Black folks, that can be difficult to talk about. We have a mistrust of law enforcement, but we also have us in law enforcement. And so how do we properly embed folks into our community to have those conversations? And so I think whether it's Houston or whether it's nationally, us as Black folks have a tendency to segregate ourselves and say, oh, I can do this better, or I created this, right? Whether, even I think about Free Black, oh, every organization was created because they didn't feel like the other organization was as good as the one they wanted to join, right? And also, you got the same three pillars. And so how do we collectively come together and actually work through those missions? And also everybody can have their own lane, right? We can come together and say, okay, we've got a million things to work on. There's a million of us. Everybody pick one. And so we need to actually be honest about that conversation of what unification and collaboration looks like, and that everybody does not need to be the face. Everybody has a role in the movement. Everybody's not going to sit up on the panel with a microphone. Everybody is not going to stand up there and ask a question. Everybody is not going to be the folks in the street. Somebody has to write the email. Somebody has to make the T-shirt. Somebody got to make the flyer. And so how do we get everybody in the role that they can do the most effective work in while still growing the skills of everybody else? And that's what is going to create a Black agenda that we just can't seem to get to. And so it's not about what organization, what letters you wear, what your nonprofit is called, what your business is called. It's whether or not y'all are ready to do the work that we're called to do to elevate us to where we need to be.
Give that sister a round of applause.
That is something that has been even a challenge with building a coalition is figuring out how do we get people and organizations on a consistent basis, recognizing that we must be together. Because to your point, sometimes people want to put a name or a program, but we have to just recognize that has not been working for us. Us having our own individual organizations and just trying to self-promote or having an individualistic mindset has not yielded great results. And so we have to get back more to the collective and recognize that as we share our resources, that we'll have great impact. That was amazing. I appreciate that. We're going to hop over to Queen. I see your crown over there, girl. And so, from a college perspective, I do want to ask you, how can technology and education be leveraged, and how do you feel like your organization in toward college is leveraging that to build wealth and independence for the community? Or what do you think is being taught now that could lead after college when it comes to being able to leverage the technology and education?
Thank you for that question. I am a senior at Houston Christian University. I'm majoring in legal studies, so a lot of what I do is writing, reading a lot of text, a lot of old text. And then I also have an internship where I prepare articles and things for a person that's working on relations and things. So something that my school really emphasizes is writing. No matter what position in this world is in, you need to know how to write. Especially how she was saying literacy, like you can't read, you can't do anything. I'm sorry to say, but you won't be able to excel if you don't have the basics. So, and an issue that professors on my campus are always complaining about is people don't know how to write anymore. They're just AI is just it's cool. It's not a crutch, and we should understand that more. I think we could be not to the point where we learn how to actually use the AI to clean up the things our organization put out the work. That would be good. But until we have that, I think we should focus on the foundation, like starting on knowing what a good paper looks like, what a good memo looks like, how to correctly scale. Because these are things that are going to get you when you go apply for that job, you have to study. You can't apply for a grant without emailing somebody. If you can't have a signature, you don't know how to their writing skills.
Great job. Great question.
I'm sorry to say it here, I'm sorry. My name is Bailey Davis. I didn't get the best introduction when I came in. I am a recent graduate from Texas Southern University. I thank you, and I graduated summa cum laude with a degree in history. My family studied law and practiced civil rights law and education advocacy. And I feel like a lot of things that we overlook as a community, as you kind of touched on, most of our answers is education, literacy, and having that understanding. We are in a true literacy crisis and a true education crisis, and it's actually amazing that a lot of people cannot read. Yeah. And a lot of people think reading is just reading the words on the page, but being able to understand and draw concepts, be able to critically think, that all ties into reading, and a lot of people simply can't do that. And I think that that is the foundation that builds a lot of problems. You can't understand racism, capitalism, socialism. You can't understand anything. You can't put concepts together. You can't critically think. And a lot of people are set behind and they don't really understand that. So I feel like not overlooking the fundamentals and the basics and having those tough conversations where maybe your closest friend, I'm 22 years old, and maybe my closest friend really can't read as well as she thinks that she can, and having that tough conversation that's helping us ultimately grow together as a unit, as a community. The more we improve in community, the more that we educate ourselves, and the more that we stimulate our community, the more we'll be able to grow. A lot of crabs in a barrel can't do anything if we can't work together. So if we can work to crawl out of that barrel, it'd be amazing to see what we can do.
So, Kristen, my question, I know that you're president of Justice, and so I just want you to kind of circle back to the question about what ways as far as shaping education and technology right now, and when it comes to some of the Black issues that are happening, what can you guys do like this is shape like they're happening?
So the kind of reason my name is Tristan Sample. I'm a sophomore at Texas Southern University, and sorry to the president of the vice president of the Women's Association. And to kind of answer your question, one thing that we do to sort of make change, and those situations, we try to get other just high-ranking members of the criminal justice agency like yourself and judges, attorneys, people that look like us in those high-ranking positions to explain to us in terms that we can understand. Things that maybe a white that maybe a person not a nature person couldn't explain because they don't understand. They don't understand it like us, they don't look like us. And another way to use computer technology is essentially in the modern organization. We have a simulator. We have a simulator, what's the perspective was like of a police officer going into a shooting. So I know it's kind of a misconception. Like they fear us as much as we should. They're scared, we're scared, everyone's scared. So that simulator does a really good job of putting yourself in the officer's shoes and to see what they go through. So you can have an understanding like, oh, they're just as scared of nothing, you know? So I think that's something that we need to do. And I think a lot of other organizations need to do that to sort of bridge the gap, sort of make, I guess, feel a lot of things and put it in terms that you can understand so that we can understand it and give a little bit of science. We're all trying our best to do that.
Good job.
Essentially, I'm hearing we still within the coalition build literacy program, providing So now we hope we can, looking into robotics, we can allow ways to just advance the technology and figure out how to make those things work for us. Expanding digital literacy products. So even as we're talking about economics, like we can sell our products here, but all of these products can be sold online as well, and that's technology that we can use to educate and facilitate for one another, and then also maybe entrepreneurship incubators. So if we are missing out on opportunities, as we're saying, and we're not seeing people that look like us, then maybe we start having to do those incubators ourselves. So these are kind of some of the things I'm taking away from what y'all are saying so far. Then we got a question for you. And so I want you to circle back to talk about what is the most urgent need that you see today and how you can strategically address it, and kind of, hitting on some of the things that you've heard everyone else say, and like organizing in a manner where we have some actionable things to take away as we're walking away from the panel.
Thank you so much for that question. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
My name is Deborah Davis. I'm the founder and CEO of Habitual Presentation, a professional consultancy where we strive to help people gravitate towards a more improved version of themselves through public speaking, academic consultation, and professional development resources. So based on everything I've heard, I think we all understand that literacy is very important, educating our youth, but what I've seen so far in developing my business at TSU during my grad program was encouragement. Because we can focus on, yes, our students need to be able to read, they need access to resources, but let's focus on the fact that we're seeing students doubt themselves, not have that encouragement, because, how their dynamic is at home, it affects their academic setting as well. Sometimes we doubt ourselves, we're like, oh, I can't get that internship, or I can't get that position, or I'm afraid to ask that professor to be a mentor, because what if they say no? Like, we need to encourage our youth. So when we are developing those incubators, we need to encourage them. Because right now, with social media being such a tool and also a crippling mechanism, we see people use it against our youth. We see them being targeted. We see them, I don't know if people are seeing that. Some people can use these AI to make fallacious videos in inappropriate manners regarding our youth. But we need to address that. But we need to encourage them to not be able to use that in that capacity. So I strongly believe in encouraging them, like focusing on their mental health so they can go to these schools and push back when these professors are like, oh no, you can't do this. No, they need to push the system back. But first we have to encourage them. And because I got the necessary encouragement from my peers and my ability, that's why I'm here today to talk about that. So we need to help our youth with encouragement. Because we can say, go read this book, but if they don't feel it in their spirit or their mental space not correct, they're not going to read that book. That's just the truth. Encouragement goes a long way, and we as adults also need encouragement as well. So encouragement is very powerful.
Drop that mic, sis. Great job.
I just want to interject on that really quickly because as I was speaking about our back to school bash that we focused on a holistic approach about going back to school. We had a fitness group there telling them about how getting the exercise and eating right affects the way that you learn. We had someone there speaking on mental health, took them through guided meditation because you're never too young to start some type of meditation. Mental health, we talked about that mental health affects your education. If you're not feeling right, you're not going to be able to concentrate when you're at school. We talked about the household environment. If your household environment is not correct, there's only so much that a child feels like they're able to change that. But we talked to them about being their own best advocate, finding somewhere in their life that they feel safe at as a retreat to kind of hit that refresh button before they go to school. Because if you're traumatized from the night before what's going on at home, when you get to school, you're not going to be focused. So we have someone there for mental health, we have someone there for fitness, we have someone there for beauty and health, because let's be honest, if I don't feel beautiful, that's going to affect, I might not want to speak up in class and say, teacher, I don't understand, because I don't want to cause that attention on myself. So I definitely agree with her that we have to take a holistic approach to that. We can't just say, like you said, just read a book, but we also have to build up their confidence and let them know you are beautiful. You don't have to look like everybody else. And that's when they're telling them about their natural hair. It's okay to wear fake hair. It's okay to wear makeup, but we want you to first feel comfortable with who you are, even if everyone else looks different from you. And I'm saying that because my daughter went through that when she did her school in Austin, and we stayed in a well-to-do neighborhood, and she was the only one in her class that looked like her. And we had a real long curve before she felt any fun on herself. And it was heartbreaking to go through, but it definitely affected how she interacted with her classmates because she didn't understand why she didn't look like everybody else, why her hair didn't look like everybody else. So I definitely believe that that is also a very important part, that building that confidence in the child. Because, like you said, if they don't have that confidence, it is going to have an effect on them.
Good job. Give him a round of applause. Go ahead, Black Butterfly.
Before I go too more deep into the questions, I want to open up some of the questions for the community. But I do have two brothers that contributed. I want to send it too. So Mr. Valentine and Mr. Kyler, I do want you guys to introduce yourself and say if you have any intake on what's been saying on the panel or ask the panel a question, and then we'll keep going from there. You want to start?
Look at your mic.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at God.
That's what I meant about the friend. So I started today. I have one we just graduated. So she's joining me. So it's good to see that we have people that are together trying to find something. I've already heard amazing things from him, and I can't wait to you all, but we can all stay together with the difference. That's what we take. A lot of us are trying to stay individual, and we just need to come together. Energy. So I'm all about collaborating with the and how we can do that. So that's why I'm here. So it's a blessing to be in the house.
Amen.
Right, bro. Tell them about your Darius Elam program. Great job, Brody.
is restoring the family, bringing back families together and finishing the families we started, or building community so that there is examples of discipleship for the people. So thank you guys for coming in on that. We do want to questions for the panel or just comments about what they think strategy are. We do want to give the opportunity for the audience to ask any questions. So have any questions or comments that they would like to make?
I'm not shy. I just don't want to be the first to get. Oh, go ahead, lead it. No, you know you the leader.
Maybe I'll start off talking about sustainability first. That's the whole idea about sustainability. And we come together in panels like such. We talk about what's sustainable. We come together, we talk about sustainability. One of the issues I always have when I'm on a panel or when I have panels is that we have a million solutions, but there's no answer. And so my question is what is the action plan after we talk about the solutions to make sure that we break the situation?
I think it's a really important note. I agree with you. I feel like I sit on a lot of panels or in a lot of organizations and everyone's like, oh, let's do this. Even in my own organization, I've heard like, oh, let's do a symposium. It's 12 months later, I've never seen it. And so I think when we sit on panels like this, it's intentional that we lead with directives for who does what. And I think it goes back to the idea of unification, right? So, here I'm trying to say this real fine. But right, like if you're the organizer, making sure we come back together and say, hey, you all said these things. I want to make sure we have a point person for all these things that we said we're going to have, or a follow-up conversation and deadline. Right? I think oftentimes we talk about so much stuff, and it's like, okay, one day. No, we need to talk about which day. And which day is that going to happen, and how are we going to get there? And so that's where some of those organizations will come from, and whoever sets that day. Let's put a Google sheet together. Figure out who does what dates, when we're going to reconvene, etc. And so I think those plan of action have to be communicated, and I think that is our biggest gap. What I do in my day-to-day is literally communication and training, and folks do not know how to talk to each other. And I need delivery and literal words. Right? Oh, we should do X, Y, and Z, but I won't send an email. I won't pick up the phone. I won't send a text. If you have an idea, you have to get it out there. And so you have to take the first step, which is saying, hey, I have this idea. Who else wants to participate? And so with all the ideas that we string together here, I think you can say we're all here because we want to see an impact, we want to see a difference, we want to make change. And everyone needs to come back together. I was in a room with folks the other day, and again, I'm really critical about the words people use. They said, oh, the things don't happen immediately, right? The actions don't happen actually, how I put it. Essentially, right, a protest is better than a meeting. And maybe you've got to have a meeting to protest. Come on. And so how do we make sure that we have the necessary meetings so that we can take the necessary action and reconvene and reevaluate continuously? Because the world is evolving around us daily. There's a new executive order being signed every minute. And therefore, we need to be chatting just about every minute to figure out what's next and who's going to do it, what to do, and do we need more people? Who are the other skills that we have? Kind of like that earlier, someone said the biggest advice that they have for their business, but I think this is big organizationally, is finding the people to fill in the gaps for things they're not good at. We have a lot of skill in this room, but there's still a lot missing. And we need to go find those people so that we can act on those plans of action and give them their assignments so we can go.
Boss. You might drop that mic on them. We got a question. We got two questions. You got it.
I was just I definitely agree with my coworker on that part about like having action items, having things to build off of. You can't end the meeting and just say, okay, I'll see you guys next week. Like we have to work towards things, we have to have things to build off of and things to talk about. But I also think a lot of the things that we discussed, like literacy, like promoting encouragement and giving them that encouragement that you need in life. We were talking about youth, like middle school, high school, or even college. Like you can start that today, telling the students that you care about or your child or whatever you have in your life. you should encourage them. What did you learn in this school today? What don't you understand? Or do you want to talk about this? Or you want to talk about that? How do you feel about this? Just getting into their world and kind of encouraging them. That doesn't take a community to do. It takes an initiative you wanting to do it. So I definitely feel like enough small people starting that will definitely grow within the community and people asking their kids and you're asking their kids and suddenly kids talking to each other about, did you hear about this? And did you hear this? And just getting the word out there and starting the initial conversations, I think could definitely start something good stuff.
Great job, great job. We got two questions.
And I also just want to add to just reach out to people that have their resources. Like we talk a lot about literacy. I'm a tutor for writing, history, and I see a lot of like people like you coming to me and they can't write papers. So before they get to me as a college student, find someone at their middle, at this time, read them what you say now. Have them reading out those figuring stuff out now so they don't have to rely on a tablet or a phone in our age. And yeah, it's
That's
not
good.
it's much of a have children that need to be tutored. It's fun.
Hey, tell them.
I want to reiterate, I think, like Sister here said, it's captured in our notes. There's so many technology devices called otter.ai to capture all the notes, so we can finance our competencies, our talents, what we do, and organize. Because I'm like, we do what we do well, but we can't have the impact we might in literacy because we're limited. But if I do everybody in this room of what you did, I know how to work, I know how to ask for help. And I think that's what I hear you building here. So I'm so delighted to be here. And if I can help with any of that, or get help with any of that, I'll be glad to kind of move that in a way where we can coordinate, organize, and lead meetings with actionable items that can build. Okay, so he's had like a financial research for years. And so, but it's very guarded in terms of marketing. You know, they don't want people, he doesn't want people taking over it, or not understand that. There's influencers and how people will see our work. But he's had this financial research for a while. You know, we talk about all the structures right now are kind of breaking apart. And so this is, I don't see this. You know, as I've been having discussions, I don't see the glass half empty. I see the glass half full. And so we had this transition happening with books and transition happening with our institutions. We had churches, we had engineers, we had bankers, we had doctors, we had architects, we had folks in community, you know, social services, teachers, educators, we had it. And so I think the conversation now and the discussion with action items today, what churches are willing, if we need to go to our institutions, what churches are willing to hold classes? What organizations are willing to now partner with farmers to have breakfast and lunch for our students? This is a kind of traction, I think, that would be really helpful right now. And I know that there is some apprehension with folks that burn in our community. People approach them before, they take the money, or they've done fundraisers, and they walk away. But I think that we have an opportunity to really recalibrate now. And that recalibration has to happen with this conversation that's happening right now, and definitely the action. If we can take and start saying, what are the institutional foundations now that we can transition to I took my mom and you know, she was like, oh, well, you know, we move, what happens with the money? And I said, right, but if they get a whole treasury department and they push the button, what money do you have to spend? these things that you have to think about, because these folks are moving legislation, and they are essentially creating these positions. So we have to be structured. That's all. That's what
Great job. Great job.
Very, very helpful with helping me organizing.
Hey.
And there's that mentor love to do more. And I said thank you for all of that.
You're doing amazing, Miss Carmela.
One of just like some of the takeaways, when we first started this, we were thinking, okay, maybe get an old abandoned school, get the funding, and try to rebuild that. But I'm starting to see that it does take time to get funding now, y'all. It takes a little minute, especially if you want to start a school. And so that was a really good idea as far as just finding churches that already have the classrooms and then their nonprofits that are doing programming, and then us actually just going there and using some of those buildings. So that is something that we can take as a deliverable to do. But some of the other action steps that I was talking about is just diversifying funding. So I do have the same school clerk book out here. We have a book called How to Write Grants Like You Do, like we help people with funding. And so the last town hall was a grant writing town hall. So for the food and agriculture, we wrote a grant together. We applied for the CSU Fuller grant to be able to get funding for environmental justice. We are in the second round right now, so we'll keep you guys updated. So that committee will have our funding soon. But for this committee, we need to start looking at funding for that. And that's why we have you guys in the room today, because no one has signed up for the student education committee. So people here today, we need y'all to sign up. That's what the first is. We need a chair and a vice
Tell them,
chair.
baby.
I'm looking at maybe Tyler over here from Alpha, I don't know, maybe somebody else that can. We need people too that are
Black butterfly
like in
sister.
college that have time too. Because that's the thing, like with the youth, I wanted to see somebody in college because you guys have a little bit more time than people that are working every day. So definitely consider that. And I wrote down as far as if you're an educator, so when we send out the recap email, you guys did register with the survey, so everyone that registered will get a recap of where we come to the other ones. And I don't have to do others, they forget. But if you're an educator, indicating that to me so that when we're putting the program together, if you want to offer to teach, if you want to be written in the programming for the and paid to be a facilitator, doing that. If you're a tech expert like you, when is your event? Because we didn't you didn't have it yet, right? Yeah, that's next. So tech experts, we already have an event for somebody in the coalition that everybody needs to support this event.
How you guys doing again? For the people that just came in, my name is Khalil Benson. I'm the founder and CEO of TechFest Live. So we just did our first event of the year last Wednesday at the Toyota Center with the Houston Rockets. We brought in about 300 students. We had speakers from Gulf Coast Workforce, which is basically Texas Workforce Commissions. We had the managing director of Perstallis, the industry engagement liaison for IEEE, which is a global. Basically, they write the standards for your phone. So, like all the way we have our phones, there has to be a standard across basically the world so that everyone is on the same playing field on the company side. And then we had Luis Cruz, he was the president of Zig. They're a Microsoft boutique firm, and then we had about 20 exhibitors to be a part of that. So now that was called STEM Go Pro Day. So the whole thing about STEM Go Pro Day is I'm just trying to get students to realize you can go pro in technology. If I really love basketball, I'm not going to make it to the league. I can go be a data analyst for the Rockets, or I can go work in media, right? It's the application of technology. It's not just what you kind of think it is. And so the next event that we have is April 17th with the Houston Dynamo. It's another STEM Go Pro Day. This event, we're trying to have about 500 to 700 students be a part of that event. It is a field trip, so it's from 9:30 to 2 p.m. They'll come to the Dynamo Shell Energy Stadium. The Dynamo are doing a player for a day experience, so they'll get a chance to go in the locker room, go to the press conference room, wear a jersey, et cetera, et cetera. And then on our part, what we're doing is we're bringing the exhibitors, panelists, and workshops to talk to the students. And then, so this is our 6th year of operation, and our host an annual Tech Fest Expo. That's what I first started with. And so now we're doing our 6th annual Tech Fest Expo. It's going to be at Rice University this year for about 3,000 students. Same thing I just kind of said about the Go Pro Days. We bring in exhibitors, speakers, donors,
organization to just expose students. I think you were, I can't, Ms. Deborah, you were talking about encouragement. So like for me, it's the exposure, right? Because I'm not here to tell a student that you have to go to college, that you have to get a trade or certification. You can do all of those things, right? So it really is what it's means. For some people, it might be a four-year university. For some people, it might just be getting a trade. But I want you to think about it in technology terms, right? And again, coding and engineering is foundational pieces, but not everyone's going to be a coder. With AI, I mean, some of the coding jobs are going to be obsolete, and so
Come on, bro. Tell them.
you know, like when you used to interview, go to interview, they tell you like you need to be proficient in Microsoft Office. Like you don't really get that. No one really asks you, are you proficient in Microsoft Office anymore? They're going to start asking you, do you know Gen AI? Do you know different things like that, right? So yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Like we have people already that have the program, and so we just need to bring students in. So when you get the recap, you'll be able to get links to sign up students that you're working with or your program or your educator, that you can maybe come in and participate as far as educating students. We do have some curriculum. So for example, Miss Stephanie does a literacy program, and so we have curriculums already ready to bring to the table for that. So those are kind of some like small actionable things that we can take away when we're leaving here. But I did see Miss Tahira pop in. Where is she? Okay, when she comes back, Shape also has a tutoring program, which is why we had the event here at Shape in the first place, because, Shape is a trusted community partner as far as here regularly. And, trust is something, well, I don't know if everybody has kids, but we have baby Zion, and I'm pregnant right now. Y'all can't. Yeah.
Y'all can clap for that. Y'all can clap for that.
Come on, sis.
Tell them how many.
Yes.
Congratulations, brother.
Like, we're really protective over Zion. Like, if y'all been around us regularly, y'all know that, like,
Come on, baby.
stuff like
Tell
that.
them.
Because, you have to be careful with kids. If you were to come here to Shape, people already trusted. They know that there's not weird stuff going on with kids and things like that. And so that is very, very important when it comes to us working with you. And so I did want here to come and talk
Give Sister Tahir a round of applause. Y'all keep clapping. Y'all can keep that clap. See that clap going till she get up there. She almost there. She almost there. I promise y'all. She is almost there. There it is.
just talk about the tutoring program and like
And if you're interested in events too.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Shakira. I am the marketing director for Shape Community Center. So thank you guys for being here today. If you don't know, our other location did catch fire, an electrical fire, quite devastating. We are going to have to gut the building to the studs, unfortunately. So right now we're preparing this building to be able to house our childcare program. And it has been a bit of a challenge, but it's coming along quite well. And we really thank the community for all the support in making that happen. You guys have been showing up and showing out. We really appreciate that. Hopefully, we can get the program up and running by late March. We are still waiting for the state and the city to come out to do the inspection. So please keep your crossed and prayers up that we can get that going because it's really been tough not having the children here. We see the impact that it's had on the parents and the families in general. So we definitely want to get that program up and running. Right now, we don't have any youth programs going or youth activities going. We are trying to figure out how we can still support the parents and support the program, even though we aren't able to house them at this time. So we're trying to get creative and maybe doing something like an Easter egg hunt or something like that for the holidays. So we're keeping our mind and opportunities open as far as anything for the youth program. As far as activities and support, we do tomorrow actually have a concert benefit that'll be here. Hood Orchestra, Michael Prince, the violinist, he'll be coming out and putting on a concert benefit. The tickets are 100% donations, and we'll be going to Shape to support the restoration efforts. So if you guys are available and love some good music, please come join us. We do have a partnership working with Confita Coffee and Wonder Like Wonder. So that's going to be coming soon. So we'll be sharing more information on that as well. And we have a couple of other things in the works as well. So please, if you're not following our social media pages, we ask you to follow us and to keep up with us on our website as well, shape.org, and the Shape Community Center on pretty much every platform. So follow us, and if you have ideas or want to contribute, please let us know, because we are accepting these volunteers and looking at the different occupations and things like that. So if you have a way to support us, we are open and would love to hear, your ideas. This Wednesday, we'll actually be hosting a town hall, and it's actually called Imagine a World. So we want to see, since we do have to go to the studies, we want to hear from you guys. If you rent the space, you sit in the space, as much as this family as we are. So we want to hear from you guys and see how this center could better serve you, what it could look like to do that, and just your general input, because as we have to rebuild, we want to have you guys on the ground floor with us. So we encourage you all to come out on Wednesday. That's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. and that will be here as well, because we only have the one day. So, but we're making it through, and we really appreciate y'all's support. And if y'all have any other questions or want to know anything else, please come find me. I'm always here and always looking to serve. So just let you know.
Amen.
Thank you guys.
Got that mic, sister. Go ahead.
That's what we're all about, is collaboration here. We don't have to
Great
rebuild
job.
anything. If y'all can see, I don't even know how many organizations that just came and said that they're doing some of the things that we're talking about. And so that is the point of these town halls, is to bring it together and say, okay, I have a program, but I may not have a building or funding, and so I need this organization to come in and do this with us, and so we can start doing it cohesively together. And so we will utilize Shape a lot to move the programming out of them, to have meetings and things like that, bring resources so that we can all do them cohesively, because that's really what coalitions are about. You have another piece? Yes, ma'am.
Real quick, I am so sorry, but there is a Honda and an Audi parked on the side of the building, and they're blocking the houses right here, and they need to be able to get in here. If you could move your cars around, you can even park over here at the cleaners. Good. You can park over at the cleaners. So if you're in an Audi or the Honda and you're parked on the side of the building, we're gonna ask you to move your car around to the other side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, perfect. And so, yeah, so those are some of the actions. So I'm going to send our recap of action things that we can do together. But I did want to give the panel one more opportunity to say any last minute thoughts that they have when it comes to strategies, and anything that they want to see in the recap. I do want to say that our next, I'm going to close out later, but our next event is going to be April 19th. And so Black Girls You Engineer and Nesby are some of our clients. And so, yes, Nesby. So we really are trying to keep STEM, because STEM is going to be really good for you. So they're going to actually sponsor an event for the coalition on the 19th. And we're going to do an environmental justice event. We're going to clean up the community, have food and different STEM simulations for them. So that'll be the next thing on the 19th for you guys to be engaged in when it comes to you kind of mixing the youth and environmental things together. So I did want to throw that out there as well as kind of a next thing to look forward to after you guys leave here as well. But I want to give the panel one more opportunity to say any closing thoughts about what they want to see next, how they want to be involved, or just things that they want us to take away as we leave here today. And then we're gonna have one more performer, and then we're gonna wrap up y'all's time today. We stayed on time, y'all. We usually go overtime, so I'm proud of us.
So in closing, I think kind of one of the key messages that I heard, or maybe I thought I heard, but I always like to say social currency is important. And I think everyone on here on this panel is doing something important and incredible. And so if we can just stay connected, how I built my business was really just networking and being in the room and showing up. And I think showing up is half the battle. So we can really just show up and continue to take action and let our passion lead to that action. You're telling us about what I got from Connect with You. Everyone in here is doing something. So even if it's like my expos are free, by the way, the one we're doing at the end of this year is going to be free. It's always been free. But everyone seems to have something that they can contribute. It's not, I'm not saying it themselves. It's because we bring a bunch of students there, and they should hear and see everyone else doing the work that y'all are doing as well. So I just think social currency and networking is important. Just keeping that community together and knowing who's doing what, and how we can support each other. So thank you for having me.
Good job. You did great, bro.
Going down the line and push it back and forth. I think as we're talking about plans of action, right, I hope that someone or everyone is still about maybe 3 connections, right? Connect with 3 people, find a way to connect with them, figure out something to talk about, even if, hey, how you doing? So you can figure out what else y'all can talk about. I think from a organization standpoint, I'll say this to state leaders in the room, right? And maybe just would love to work with you all, right? How do we make sure, again, we're around the corner, literally, I could probably walk. And so how do we make that happen? And what are things we can be working on? Every issue that we've talked about today, there's a committee of the NABC that it aligns to. And then that last thing I'll say is, right, everyone in this room plays a role in the movement, whatever that looks like. So to your point, when I hear tech and STEM, right, I actually work in tech. I don't do any of the techy stuff, right? And so there are people needed in every area of life, right? I work on the consulting side. I like to talk and I like to write. I don't do any coding. I don't know anything else about. I know about Gen AI. I can't do anything for you other than type a little prompt. But right, there's a role for everyone in the space, and so I mean that professionally, and I mean that in terms of the movement for Black liberation. So make sure whatever you're doing, there's a space that we can find you. And if you're not sure what it is, just like church, let's find what your gift is. Okay?
Good.
I just wanted to close by saying thank you for the opportunity to speak and to come here and to be a part of something bigger than myself, bigger than us in the room, and just for generations to come, the generations that we have. And I would just say to find, how you were saying, find your role in something. And everybody's role is not big, everybody's role is not small, but they're all important and they're all, you need the big pieces and the small pieces of the machine to make the machine go. So we all have a role to play, and I know I'm going to find my part today, and I just say you should all find your part as well.
I think the 3 people who came before me said it best, but to sum it up, it's resources. We are all a resource, so just leverage each other. Let us all bridge that gap, because I know everyone here has a resource, a skill to help the next person. I know I'm sometimes here for the next person, so be a resource.
So first off, I'd like to thank you all for allowing me. Thank you all for allowing me to come and gain a lot of knowledge. And like you said it first, yes, we all have our own specialties, we all have our own gifts. We need to find a way on how to make it better, make it better for our community. And I think the sooner that we realize our gifts and we find a way to apply it in a really good way, a very beneficial way, we start to
Kristen is a photographer, so if you guys need any photography, make sure you look him. Trying to get all the things that they're doing, but trying to make sure you guys get his contact as well.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Everyone else had really great words. To keep my short and to say thank you for having me, thank you for allowing me to speak. And I'm very excited to work with you.
Good job.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead. Great job. Testimony.
I think everyone kind of hit on us using each other as a resource, and I'm definitely big on that on networking. Like as I look out, I can see a couple of faces that I've seen before, and we're here today because I work with you, and after working with her, and I work with her, and so I definitely think social currency is a big thing. The other thing I do want to say is, as far as each individual, and I think someone said that before me, a lot of kids are not interested in going to the library today, and I know people have their Kindles and things, but I think there's something missed when you don't have that paper in your hand. So if your kid doesn't want to go to the library, reach out to me at Black Butterfly on
on IG. You can DM me, and I have tons of free books. We've been handing out free books to the community and all of our events because, like I stated earlier, I feel like that's one of the big things that we can do, and that's something that doesn't take much for you to take out 30 minutes and read what a youth in their mind. So that's what I would ask everyone to do. I don't care if it's a grandchild, a cousin, a neighbor, somebody at your church. Encourage somebody to read, and if you need some books, I have books for all ages, K through 12, fiction and nonfiction. Hit up at Black Butterfly, and you can grab a card off that purple table right there and has my IG information on there, and just hit me up, and if you want a book, I got a book.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
Actionable items. So y'all will, I feel like I'll be blowing up y'all email, but it's okay. I'm about to keep blowing it up more because that's what it sounds like. Y'all want me to give y'all more strategy. So I'm going to give more deliverables. I can do that. But one thing that I came to mind as everyone was talking was like actually giving roles. So how I was saying we need a president and a vice president for the youth committee. We do need like more administrative people, marketing people, because it is just really been, Miss Carmela, me, my husband, and Sabrina, like keeping everyone's information, and we've had around close to 200 people sign up since December since we've been doing it, and it is hard to like be able to keep up with all the communication. So I'm gonna put all the roles that we would need help with, and so when you do get that email, definitely respond back with, okay, like I can send out marketing campaigns, or I can do the social media, or I want to be on this committee, and that would also help with some of the actionable items that we need to do. So you guys be on the lookout for that. And like I said, if you didn't register, make sure that I have your email after so that you can get on the email list and get access. Because we use Slack as our platform right now. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Slack, but if there is a better platform to text people in Slack, make sure y'all tell me because I will switch us over to something that is better. So make sure y'all let us know about that as well. So for the next thing that we do have another artist, Miss Sabrina, and cover up. Miss Sabrina is the executive chair of Youth Money, and that's another organization, a part of the coalition, and they do financial literacy, economics, things like that. So if you want to talk about Youth Money a little bit before you go into the phone, go ahead and do that.
All right. So my name is Sabrina, I'm the Executive Director of Youth Money. We are known statewide as Texas Teams of Texas Building Economic Awareness and Monetary Sustainability. And so our goal is, of course, to reach residents at every single level. As a matter of fact, right now, I hope everybody go ahead and put your phones out. I love being here now, put your phones out. Go to, I'm waiting for my two phones shining and flooding like I'm at a concert. Go to HoustonMoneyWeek.org. Right now we have a essay contest that we do annually. And our goal, like I said, is to reach residents at every single level. And as Ms. Kyrie said, we're about financial wellness. So our essay contest this year is about finding financial freedom in the age of technology. We are giving $1,000 out to an adult, $1,000 out to a college student, $500 to high school first place, $250 to middle school. And again, we always try to expand to reach everyone at every level. This year we added on an additional category that is going to be 65 and up $1,000 for the essay contest as well. So we're all about reaching people at every level. Last year we held 113 events in just 30 days, reached 6,000 residents, 96% of which were LMI individuals. And that is very, very important to us. So if there's anyone in the room who wants to host a free financial wellness event, please touch base with me or just go right there to the homepage to the partner agreement form. We will reach out to you after you've done that to see how you want to curate your event. We have over 42 financial partners and community-based organizations who want to work with you. I am well known for doing events, and so I had to come up with a formula for it because everybody's like, how do you do it when you come talk to us? And I'm tired. I'm a little tired. So I came up with a formula to be able to help people understand how to curate an event that will be most impactful. So it has 5 categories. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it is the do good now.
formula, and it has those 5 categories within an audience, resources, making sure we have a facility, somebody who's going to turn around and then backdoor and document all that, so that it doesn't fall on one person, because hosting events can be very, very tedious and hard. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. No, it is very tedious and hard. But when you have people working in different groups and different sets to all make it come together as one in their gift, as you guys were talking about earlier, it can be seamless. That is how you host 113 events with 42 different partners and do 6,000 people and have an average attendance of 58 people per event.
Awesome.
That those metrics are only possible when you work together. Something else I want to throw out there very quickly. One of the resources we're offering this year is that we've made an integration with Confidant. I don't know if the Shakes, are you guys already involved with them, Shakes? Oh, you're with Confidant? Okay. Okay, so we made an integration with Confidant to bring in additional resources to anyone who's hosting a free financial wellness event. And what they do is they give away free computers, right? So if you're hosting a Discipleship certified event, we'll be more than happy to go ahead and try to get you on the list to be able to have those free computers given out to your community. Shake Center, I definitely want to work with you guys to get you a free financial wellness event here so that you can give those free computers to your community. There is no cap on it. It's all about just making sure that people show up, having a pre-registration list, which we can talk about later. And that's pretty much it about Houston Money Week. And we are on the go, and we're always trying to work together. So I think now I'm just going to start on the phone. Is that okay with everybody?
Amen. Go ahead, sis.
You may need a second to breathe.
I do.
Okay, yeah, so I'm glad you brought up the laptop job, because that's what I wanted her to say. I was gonna poke you to say it, because we were talking about having like gaps in technology. They give out free laptops to students all of the time. So some of the groups, like I heard Young Teens, I know the Criminal Justice Group, and with your group as well, we can do an event together and sign up the students to get free laptops. You also get a Wi-Fi box that is paid for 2 years, so they don't have to pay for the Wi-Fi as well. So we have the resources, we just gotta be able to work together. So y'all also email us if you guys have students that need laptops.
And I'm going to tell y'all one more thing, because I can't leave this out, because I want you to understand how impactful the do good now program is. We have a program called the Everything Program. We've impacted 500 youth, specifically graduating high school seniors, with integrated into their economic course. We teach them financial. We host collaborative events and workshops that teach them financial literacy while also providing them actionable opportunities. This year, we've expanded into Sharpstown High School, where every graduating high school senior who is in the economics course will receive 4 days of financial literacy. They will receive career opportunities through the financial institutions, because I have the bankers come out, function, and teach them the education, hand in their cards. I've had students be hired straight out of high school. Literally, straight out of high school. Because our kids don't know, one, we don't use banks holistically as a community, right? Due to some distrust factors, which are very valid. But they believe that, I need a college degree in order to go work in a bank. They don't even think about it. It's not even in their repertoire of thought for a future. So we do that. Also, we make sure that they have the technology in order to be able to apply their financial literacy skills. That would be those computers. We've been doing that for the last 3.5 years at UC High School. Now we've expanded over to Sharpstown. And it's just literally amazing. We are oftentimes, I would say since we've grown, about 70% of our kids, I call them kids with a young adults, are young adults. Their first time in a financial institution at a bank is with us. That's their very first impression. So they're sitting back, eating pizza, opening up their very first bank account with no NSF fees, no overdraft fees, or anything like that, but they have full access. So that is our Everything program. If you are connected with a Title I school and would like that program to come to that high school, let me know. If you would like to do something that's like a Saturday school, because you have one of the 5 areas of the do good now funded, I'm more than happy to work with you to make that happen. Now we're going to get to the poem, huh? Yeah, let's get to the poem now, right? So, this poem is called $1.50 Love Letter to My Niece, and I'm going to separate from this idea. I'm going to be loud for this part. It's called $1.50 Love Letter to My Niece. I wrote it back in 2021 as an ode to my nieces and to little girls who look like me.
about understanding their worth. And then, of course, as you know, I'm all about financial literacy. So if I can find a way to make it work for money, I'm always going to find a way to make it work for money. And in lieu of today being about youth, and of course today is National Women's International Day, I think that this poem is a perfect fit for us. Hire. Big shout out to the teachers. So that was a really big. That's where that came from. I did it when I was with Black Texas USA, and I performed it in New York, DC, what else was there? All over the East Coast, and then in California as well, and it's in several places across Texas, which is a very, very big state, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and be quiet. Y'all ready? Yeah. No, you're going to. Don't be alarmed. That's why I shoved away. Okay. Dear me, Auntie has some poems to give. Just a little change to go into life. Enclosed, you will find a lucky penny. And like this lucky penny, I need to hold your head up, never give up, give in, or go down. And I assure you, all things you are willing to work 5 times harder for, you will achieve. Here is a nickel to make it simple. When they say you are doing too much, or you're getting too dark, or you're just too light, what they meant was, is you are shining too bright. So just my 2 cents. Take a run in the sun, my love, and shine. Let the vitamin D sink in and keep you strong. Because your black is my black, and all black you is greatness. Here is a dime for your time. It is said that when night comes, no man can run. But you are not man, you are divine. And like all things divided by 2, you are divinely equal. Never mind the fact that your equality has not advanced enough in this world to achieve your aim. So communicate how you want to be treated. And pay out some attention or return on investment for how people treat you and not how they say they want. Here is a quarter of what I've learned along the way. You are the mitochondria to the DNA. You are the E gene, the begot Eve, love, Adam, and First Nation. So just my 2 cents. Make it 6 plus 1. Baby, this is good. Anytime you step out, it's never just to entertain. See, when we step up on stages to encourage, to excel, to enhance all things we touch, taste, smell, and see, do you hear our feet? Here's a golden dollar to make them hard. Should any person, place, or thing touch, taste, smell, or squeeze your divinity with so much as an unsolicited appeal, repeat after me. I am not the 1, 2, or 3 for your lack of understanding, foolishness, ignorance, disrespect, or need a so-called self-preservation at the expense of my mental, financial, and or physical degradation. I assure you that my ministry is a moral hazard, and physical is necessary. You tell them your auntie. I am the hell to hell. I am a declaration for war, but I am the reason for peace. I am the net to my income. I am all good things in disguise. Now remember what I said about your change. Count it up. We'll do it together. That's 5 pennies. That's $1, a quarter, over. It's enough change to get you anything you can. So don't be afraid to begin to move. Because in the department store of life, they may just burn you. Love your auntie. P.S. You're redefining you, and you are the best.
That was amazing. Thank you, Sabrina. That was so good. Yeah, you ever seen her poetic that we do business together. So when she told me she was a poet, I'm like, oh girl, let me see you do your poetry. So that was amazing. I appreciate that. So, okay, I'm gonna have Michael say any last remarks or announcements that we have. I kind of gave you guys most of the announcements that we have, and we're gonna wrap up with just announcements and closing remarks. And after Michael has the closing remarks, we do have sandwiches, salads, chips, and stuff like that. You guys can get some food, or if it's the vendors on your way out, feel free to network. We have the room until 7 p.m. So, Michael, you have any closing remarks for everybody?
Give us just a round of applause.
we're here for the divine masculine part of it, just to really just get that encouragement, that fatherly advice. That's why Zion gets up and said, Daddy told me, I got to talk. And so, this is not only to the divine masculine in the room, or specifically I'm talking to the divine masculine in the room, the divine feminine. We got to take ourselves to the next level, and it starts with our youth. What I see is too many of us have been looking to be fruitful, but we're not multiplying anymore. We're not multiplying anymore. And that is part of God's command. Forever we're in the ancient order of Melchizedek, which means we are all high priests and priests here doing the divine work. Funny enough, many of the people who were on the slave ships were prisoners of war, and they weren't just any prisoners of war. They were the specific high priests that were taken, right? So you all were here by design. I just wanted to say that out. Like, you all are here by design. They knew this was going to be WWEs. They knew this was going to be a new Babylon. So we have to take ourselves higher in the ways that we focus our vibration as divine masters. So I love my brother talking in the back where he saw a need, and he didn't just sit back and wait. He stepped up to the plate, and that's that divine masculinity hits, right? You may not always get rewarded for what you do, what you see, but you do. And more brothers have to encourage other brothers to step up to the plate. Because how would we raise a community without being used without winning? How are we putting it together without speaking to the needs of the children? How are we able to not give them presentation skills, right? Because to the point of you just presenting yourself, every single day we have to present ourselves to the world, right? Every single day we have to have an offer. We have to be offering the world something. Otherwise, the world is taking us to the comes, right? One thing I'm learning is we have to learn how to use our momentum in the right direction. And so too often we've been taught to use our momentum in the wrong direction. So the more that we focus on which direction our momentum is going, we can really make sure we avoid calamity, right? Because if things aren't going the way we expect it, then we have to be more mindful. This poem reminds me of this poem that I wrote as a youth, and it gets back to the point where sometimes we struggle with test taking, we struggle with financial literacy. I definitely think this does. I want to end on that note. And actually, before I end on that note, I want to end on crowd participation. So I'm going to say this poem, and then I just want you to start thinking about 3 words that you're going to say to help you out, right? We're going to end on crowd participation. Because again, you all are poets. And I love this part because we're going to talk about a poetry event after this. Because Sister Christ, she had the kids. I was just over here. So she came with her auntie voice. Right, we all got a little auntie and uncle voice. And so we got to tap into that. So I definitely see that as a good fundraiser for children. And we can definitely work that up for visual presentation. So we're going to talk to y'all about that. I initially went to school to learn how to argue. After so many years of disrespect, I still can't pass the test of this. My mentor tells me to stress less and just do your best, but it's hard not to feel like a pest, a miseducated pest, a bug. Now they study mates still got my number on speed dial. And they still use hospital transcript as an opportunity to deep file and refile what God has made. My wife told me looking this good. It was first my girl told me, now she's my wife. And my wife told me looking this good is what God has laid. And still create, but don't ever debate your value. How many things were deemed worthless until someone said this is worth this? Prices in exchange are barter system at work that is built in the desperate intentions of a destination. That's why everybody's favorite saint. That's why everybody's favorite saint is a snowfall. So much cocaine cowboys are given to the madmen of the West, but until my people can dissect their stress, then Franklin ain't the only saint you're gonna disrespect. And I hope y'all think about y'all 3 words, because I love crowd participation. And I'm gonna start with my criminal justice bro, because I love their vision. They came out strong with the family. If you can give us a word to start off with.
Children, talking about literacy and comprehension.
Amen. Amen. So the point of what we are talking about is literacy and comprehension. In order to comprehend, we must defend you with the truth. Because too often we've been taken out of our position. And I'm looking for my second word so we can find it. Yes, ma'am. Children. Because the children are the focus of the truth. We love how we can take things to the next level, but the children, they have a vision that we must protect. See, the children, they are the ones that we must actually learn from. They come into this world with so much joy, so much joy, and so much ashe. And still, all they want to do is just play. And our third word is, for the last time, leadership. Because leadership is the ship that we must get back to. Now look, the divine masculine is the one that protects and serves in our nation. Now they want to take us out of our position, but leadership starts with us, right? It starts with us knowing the truth before we give it all to you. And I appreciate you all for tapping into that poetry within you, because without you, this cannot be possible. Amen. And then I want you all to make sure you support our vendors with our remaining time. We're going to play tunes. This is going to be our cookout vibe. Make sure y'all get some snacks. This is amazing. Y'all better give the youth a round of applause. It's an amazing vibe. Come on, wipe your round of applause. Y'all can do that. Shout out to Zion for switching for most of this. I ain't telling you to do that, but you listen to the plan. You know what I'm talking about. One. Good job. Show how, my man. Where you from?
Y'all, you learn how to say 1, 2, 3.
If you're playing as simple as 1, 3, then it ain't simple enough, baby.